When BHS students returned from Christmas break on January 4th and 5th, they had no idea that the next time they would attend classes would be January 24th. Deep snows, bad roads, and sub-zero temperatures with wind chills near 50 below kept everyone at home for 9 class days. 5 of those were AMI days of virtual learning, leaving 4 days to be made up. The Lady Tigers hosted Marion County Tuesday. Brashear got off to a slow start and trailed 12-2 after one quarter. Brashear got to within 22-15 at halftime. Lady Tigers rallied in the fourth quarter to take the lead but couldn't hold it and lost 38-36. Paige Stutzman scored 10 points for Brashear. Heidi Lay had 8, Lacey Fisher had 8, Cassidy Altide had 6, and Taylor Garlock scored 4 points. The Tigers jumped out to a quick lead to start their game against Marion County Tuesday, but the Mustangs had closed the gap to 15-13 after one quarter. Brashear extended their lead to 28-23 at halftime. Despite several runs by Marion County in the second half, Brashear eventually pulled away for a 68-54 win. Carson Irwin scored 37 points, Cole Irwin had 15, Jack Reeves had 7, Dayton White had 5, and Clancy No had 4 points. The Lady Tigers and the Nemo Knights battled their way to a 20-20 tie after 2 quarters of play Friday night. Brashear got the upper hand in the second half and pulled away for a 40-31 win. Lacey Fisher scored 14, Paige Stutzman had 10, Heidi Lay had 8, Aubrey Borgmeyer had 5, and Bevan March had 3 points. In the boys' game, the Knights got off to a quick start and took a 54-15 lead into halftime. The situation was no better in the second half as the Knights ran away for a 79-31 win. Carson Irwin had 15 points for Brashear, Jack Reeves had 5, Cole Irwin also had 5, Levi Clark had 3, Dayton White had 2, and Clancy No had 1 point.
Friday night was homecoming at BHS. At halftime of the boys' game, the candidates for Prince and Princess and King and Queen were introduced. After the introductions, last year's King and Queen Landon Fisher and Lacey Fisher crowned the new homecoming royalty. Congratulations to King and Queen Dayton White and Alexa Borgmeyer, and Prince and Princess Levi Clark and Kennedy Gray. The Lady Tigers traveled to Green City Thursday. Green City got off to a quick start and took an 18-11 lead after one quarter and led 34-15 at halftime. Brashear couldn't close the gap in the second half, with Green City taking a 61-39 win. Heidi Lay scored 13, Lacey Fisher and Paige Stutzman scored 9, Taylor Garlock scored 4, Cassidy Altide, Bevan March, and Lily McKim scored 2.
The Tigers had a tough road trip Thursday at Green City. Brashear trailed 25-10 after one quarter, and Green City had built a 42-24 lead by halftime on their way to an 86-46 win. Carson Irwin scored 21, Jack Reeves scored 13, Cole Irwin scored 10, and Levi Clark scored 2. The Brashear Lady Tigers took on the Tigers from Scotland County Friday for homecoming. Brashear got off to a quick start and led 16-9 after one quarter and were up 24-19 at halftime. The game stayed close in the second half, but Brashear managed to pull out a homecoming win by a score of 47-44. Lacey Fisher scored 17, Heidi Lay scored 14, Aubrey Borgmeyer scored 10, Marissa McMahon and Maddie Moots scored 2, Cassidy Altide and Paige Stutzman scored 1.
Brashear hosted the Scotland County Tigers Friday night for homecoming. Brashear took an early lead of 17-9 after one quarter, but the game was tied 26-26 at halftime. Scotland County led much of the second half, but Brashear battled back in the fourth. With the game tied at 58-58, Clancy Noe was fouled and sank a pair of free throws to cement a 60-58 homecoming win.
Congratulations to the following FBLA members for placing in the top 5 at district competition, and these students will advance to state to be held on April 14th through 16th in Springfield, Missouri. Jacob Snyder, Ashton Ray, Carson Irwin, Lacey Fisher, Aiden Carpenter, Clancy Noe, Jacob Love, Bailey Crandall, Caden Taylor, Taylor Houghton, Maddie Moots, Heidi Lay, Marissa McMahon, Levi Clark, Riley Holt, Avery Smith, Braden Hendricks, Jack Reeves, and Rhett Whitlow. Congratulations to the following students for placing in the top 10 at FBLA district competition: Cole Irwin, Bobby Ann Magruder, Marissa McMahon, Andy Shaw, Dayton White, Aubrey Borgmeyer, Lacey Fisher, Taylor Garlock, Rhett Whitlow, Bevan March, Paige Stutzman, Riley Holt, Nate Triplett, Avery Smith, Heidi Lay, Caden Taylor, Braden Hendricks, Jacob Love, Noah Shannon, Carson Irwin, and Clancy Noe.
Now that weather conditions have improved, construction on the new ball field project has resumed. Crews were on hand this week to install dugouts and the base for the bottom of the backstop that will provide anchor points for the backstop netting.
The Lady Tigers took on Knox County Thursday. The scoring was early on, but Knox County started to find the range late in the first quarter. Brashear was able to cut into the lead and had managed to close up the gap to 20-16 at halftime. Knox County had a strong quarter to extend their lead, and despite a late Brashear rally, managed to hold on for a 39-31 win. Lacey Fisher with 12, Heidi Lay with 9, Paige Stutzman with 6, and Aubrey Wigmeyer with 4. In the Tiger vs. Eagle boys matchup, the whole first half was close, with Brashear taking a 22-21 lead into halftime. Brashear came out of the break ready for action and extended their lead to 40-31 after 3 quarters on their way to a 60-46 victory. Carson Irwin scored 22, Cole Irwin with 12, Jack Reeves with 10, Dayton White with 8, Levi Clark and Ashton Ray with 3, and Clancy Noe with 2. The Lady Tigers were on the road at Madison Friday. Brashear wasted no time as they jumped out to a 29-10 halftime lead. With the offense clicking and a tough defense, Brashear rolled to a 55-14 victory. Heidi Lay scored 22, Taylor Garlock and Paige Stutzman scored 7, Lacey Fisher scored 6, Aubrey Borgmeyer scored 5, Lana Van Sickle scored 4, Castiel Dyde scored 3, and Bevan March scored 1. The Tigers came ready to play Friday as they took on Madison. Brashear took a 21-7 lead after 1 quarter and cruised into halftime with a 34-12 lead. The Tigers didn't let up in the second half and ran away with a 58-23 road win. Jack Reeves scored 20, Carson Irwin scored 17, Cole Irwin scored 16, and Dayton White scored 5.
The Brashear Lady Tigers faced Bevere Tuesday in the first round of the Brashear tournament. Brashear got off to a dominating start, taking a 47-10 lead into halftime. Brashear continued their scoring and tough defense in the second half as they pulled away a win with a 68-17 win. Lacey Fisher scored her 1,000th career point in the game. Lacey Fisher scored 17, Aubrey Borgmeyer scored 14, Heidi Way scored 13, Paige Stutzman scored 8, Cassidy Altide scored 6, Maddie Moots scored 4, Taylor Garlock and Bevan March scored 2, and Lana Van Sickle and Lily McKim scored 1.
The Brashear boys tipped off against Namjud Tuesday in the first round of the Brashear tournament. The Tigers held Namjud's 16 first half points to take a 20-16 lead into the locker room. Brashear kept that trend in the second half as they rolled to a 61-30 win. Carson Irwin scored his 1500th career point during the game, with Carson Irwin scoring 29, Cole Irwin 13, Jack Reeves 6, Levi Clark 5, Dayton White 4, Clancy No 2, and Caden Taylor 2.
Congratulations to Lacey Fisher and Carson Irwin. During Tuesday night's tournament games, Lacey scored the 1,000th point of her career, and Carson scored the 1,500th point of his career. The backstop net is now up on the baseball field. Also, laser leveling of the field has been taking place, and workers are getting ready to construct the new stairs from the concession stand down to field level. At the Brashear tournament, a special group was honored on Saturday night. Members and coaches of the Brashear 2004 Girls State Basketball Championship team were introduced to the crowd on the 20th anniversary of their title run.
The Lady Tigers faced Novinger in the second round of the Brashear tournament. It was a very close game, with Brashear taking a slim 27-25 lead into halftime. Novinger managed to pull ahead in the second half, but Cassidy Altide sank a three-pointer late to tie the game at 45-45, sending the game into overtime. Brashear outscored Novinger 14-6 in overtime to advance to the tournament championship. Heidi Leah scored 13, Lacey Fisher scored 12, Cassidy Altide scored 11, Aubrey Borgmeyer scored 7, Paige Stoosman scored 6, Maddie Moots scored 5, Bevan March scored 3, and Marissa McMahon scored 2. The Brashear boys faced the North Missouri Knights in the second round of the Brashear tournament Thursday. Both teams were putting points on the board early, with the Knights leading 30-24 after one quarter and 55-29 at halftime. Brashear couldn't keep pace in the second half and fell by a final score of 95-49. Carson Irwin scored 31, Cole Irwin scored 6, Jack Reeves and Dayton White scored 5, and Clancy No scored 2. The Lady Tigers faced the North Missouri Knights in the championship game of the Brashear tournament Saturday. Brashear took an early lead and were up 27-17 at halftime. Brashear never faltered and went on to a victory of 55-35. This was the first time the Lady Tigers had won the tournament since 2007. Aubrey Borgmeyer scored 21, Heidi DeLay scored 18, Cassidy Altide scored 6, Maddie Moots scored 5, Lacey Fisher scored 3, and Taylor Gerlach scored 2. Brashear faced the Kirksville JV boys in the third-place game of the Brashear tournament Saturday night. The game was close early, with Kirksville holding a 10-8 lead after one quarter. Kirksville extended their lead to 33-20 at halftime, and Brashear was unable to close the gap in the second half, giving Kirksville a 54-48 win. Cole Irwin scored 20, Carson Irwin scored 15, Clancy No scored 7, Jack Reeves scored 4, and Dayton White. The Lady Tigers visited Buckland Monday. Brashear took a 13-2 lead after one quarter and cruised into halftime, leading 26-9. Buckland could never close the gap in the second half as Brashear rolled to a 42-24 win. Lacey Fisher scored 16, Heidi Lay scored 13, Paige Stoosman scored 6, Aubrey Borgmeyer scored 4, Marissa McMahon scored 2, and Bevan March scored. Brashear took on a hot-shooting BMC team at Buckland Monday. BMC were up 20-18 after one quarter, but Brashear answered to take a 41-29 lead at halftime. BMC made several runs in the second half, but Brashear prevailed 77-63. Carson Irwin scored 35, Cole Irwin scored 18, Jack Reeves scored 15, Levi Clark scored 8, and Dayton White scored 1. The Lady Tigers were on the road at Paris Tuesday night. A quick Paris squad jumped out to a 14-9 lead after one quarter and led 28-18 at halftime. Brashear fared no better in the second half and took the loss 50-28. Heidi Lay scored 10, Cassidy Alpide scored 7, Paige Schutzman scored 6, Aubrey Borgmeyer scored 3, and Taylor Garlock scored 2. The Tigers played at Paris Tuesday. Paris took the lead early in the game, but Brashear kept things close, trailing 32-26 at halftime. During the second half, Paris extended their lead, but Brashear rallied late to pull within 3 with under 2 minutes. Paris hung on and claimed the win, 66-58. Cole Irwin scored 19, Jack Reeves and Carson Irwin scored 18, and Dayton White scored.
Old Mother Nature got us again Friday as snow and slick roads led to the cancellation of classes. The makeup day will be April 29th.
More work has been getting done on the ball field. The stairs leading from the eat shack down to field level have now been poured along with the other concrete work. On Wednesday, the sod arrived and was installed. Thursday night was senior night at the Brashear vs. Novinger basketball games. Each of Brashear's 14 seniors and their parents were introduced to the crowd between games. The flag squad has been working on a performance routine and got the chance to show off their work at the basketball games Thursday night. Team members are Taylor Houghton, Katie Powell, Emma Newland, Lacey Fisher, and Heidi Clay. 2 Brashear Junior High band students were selected to perform with the Junior High District Honors Band in Moberly Saturday. Congratulations to Maddie Mayfield and Kennedy Green. Congratulations to Lacey Fisher for being named KIRX Graphic Impressions Athlete of the Week. Lacey received her trophy at an assembly held. The Lady Tigers hosted Novinger last Thursday night. It was a tough back-and-forth battle with the score tied 12-12 after one quarter and with Brashear ahead 21-17 at halftime. Novinger's offense caught fire in the second half and pulled away from Brashear for a 48-37 win. Aubrey Borgmeyer scored 18, Lacey Fisher scored 9, Cassidy Alpide scored 6, Heidi Lay scored 3, and Paige Stutzman scored 1. In Brashear's home game with Novinger Thursday, the Tigers took charge early and took a 44-18 lead into halftime. Brashear never let up in the second half and cruised to a 73-49 win. Carson Irwin scored 28, Jack Reeves scored 16, Cole Irwin scored 13, Dayton White scored 7, Levi Clark scored 5, and Clancy Nose scored 4. The Lady Tigers began district play Monday at North Shelby taking on Atlanta. Brashear's tough defense proved too much for Atlanta as the Lady Tigers built a 23-8 lead by halftime. Brashear kept working hard in the second half and eventually won 47-27 to advance to the semifinals Wednesday night. Heidi Lay scored 14, Lacey Fisher scored 10, Maddie Moot scored 6, Aubrey Borgmeyer and Paige Stutzman scored 5, Cassidy Alpide scored 4, and Evan Marks scored 3. The Tiger basketball team played North Shelby Tuesday in the first round of district play. Brashear jumped out to an early lead and were ahead 36-24 at halftime. During the second half, North Shelby started to cut into Brashear's lead and the game came down to a North Shelby basket with under 10 seconds left to give the Raiders a 55-54 win. Carson Irwin scored 23, Cole Irwin scored 17, Jack Reeves scored 9, and Dayton White scored 5. The Brashear girls basketball team faced Cairo in the district semifinals Wednesday night. Cairo got off to a fast start while using a tough defense to keep Brashear's scoring in check. By halftime, Cairo had established a 44-16 lead. Cairo continued to dominate the second half and pulled away for a 77-23 win. Aubrey Borgmeyer scored 10, Lacey Fisher scored 6, Heidi Lay scored 5, Maddie Moot scored 2.
Once again, Mother Nature had the last laugh as a huge drop in temperatures and slick road conditions caused school to be canceled Wednesday. This will make our last day of school May 22nd.
On Friday, nursing students from Sherman State University were hand-on to provide health screenings. All students from kindergarten through 12th grade were provided with this routine screening.
Monday marked the official start of practice for spring sports. Both the baseball team and the track athletes have begun practice. The first baseball game is March 19th and the first track meet is March 18th.
The Academic Bowl teams played their first games this week. On Thursday, they were at La Plata, where they also faced Novinger. The junior high lost to La Plata 130 to 120 and also lost to Novinger 250 to 60. The high school defeated La Plata 330 to 40, but lost to Novinger 130 to 110. After rehearsals Saturday and Monday, the Tri-County Conference Band and Choir performed concerts at Buckland, Meadville, and Lynn County Tuesday. Brashear had 10 band members and 12 choir members. On Wednesday afternoon, BHS sponsored a community blood drive. The gym was busy as many students, staff, and community members were on hand to donate. The blood drive helps provide scholarships for BHS students.
On Wednesday, BHS participated in the Missouri Statewide Tornado Drill. As the alarm sounded, students filed into the locker rooms for safety. This is just one of a variety of safety drills conducted throughout the school.
On Wednesday, the Brashear Academic Bowl teams hosted Bevier and Atlanta for our first home meet of the season. The junior high team beat Bevier 240 to 110, but lost to Atlanta 120 to 180. The high school beat Atlanta 270 to 110 and won a nail-biter over Bevier 161 to 160.
On Thursday, 55 of Martha Reese's FBLA students visited Bon Terre Mine. When in operation, it was the largest lead mine in the world and is now a tourist attraction and a popular scuba diving destination since it contains the world's largest underground.
Last Saturday, the Brashear chapter of the National Honor Society met for their annual banquet and new member induction ceremony. Congratulations to new members Bailey Crandall, Taylor Houghton, Heidi Lay, Marissa McMahon, Madison Moots, Caden Taylor, and Carly Willis.
On Wednesday, the Brashear junior high and high school teams competed at Lynn County against Lynn County and Green City. In the junior high matches, Brashear won against Green City with a score of 230 to 40 and won against Lynn County with a score of 180 to 100. During the high school matches, Brashear won against Green City with a score of 270 to 70 and lost against Lynn County with a score of 180 to 200.
Junior high and high school academic bowl competed Thursday at Meadville. In the first match of the high school team, Brashear lost to BMC by a score of 110 to 220 and won their next match against Meadville with a score of 240 to 90. In the junior high matches, Brashear lost to BMC with a score of 100 to 190 and won against Meadville by forfeit.
More work is continuing this week on the ball field, with bleachers being assembled and the discus ring being installed.
On Monday, the Brashear High School track teams were at Kirksville. The top girls finishers were Bevan Marsh placing 12th for the 100-meter dash, Bevan Marsh placing 15th for the 200-meter dash, Aubrey Borgmeyer placing 11th for the girls' long jump, Marissa McMahon placing 11th, and Bailey Crandall placing 13th in the girls' shot put, Lana Van Sickle placing 8th in the girls' discus throw, Aubrey Borgmeyer placing 4th, with Marissa McMahon placing 8th in the girls' javelin throw.
The top boys finishers were Aiden Carpenter placing 9th at the boys' 110-meter hurdles, Jacob Snyder placing 6th, and Levi Clark placing 8th at the boys' 1600-meter run, Carson Irwin placing 5th, and Cole Irwin placing 6th at the boys' 400-meter run, Aiden Carpenter placing 11th at the boys' 300-meter hurdles, Jacob Snyder placing 13th, and Cole Irwin placing 14th at the boys' 800-meter run, Carson Irwin placing 14th at the boys' 200-meter dash, Levi Clark placing 6th at the boys' 3200-meter run, Caden Taylor placing 15th at the boys' long jump, Nate Triplett placing 1st at the boys' shot puts, and Nate Triplett placing 6th at the boys' discus throw.
The Brashear Junior High track teams were at South Shelby Tuesday. Top 15 finishers were Audrey Irwin, 14th in the 400 meter, Carly Clark, 13th in the 1600 meter, Carly Clark, 9th in the 100 meter hurdles, Carly Clark, 7th in the girls' triple jump, Kennedy Gray, 12th in the girls' discus, Kate Irwin, 3rd in the boys' mile, and Kate Irwin, 3rd in the boys' high jump. Brashear kicked off their spring baseball season Tuesday hosting Milan. The game was played at Kirksville North Park, as the new Brashear ball field is not quite finished yet. Brashear got on the scoreboard in the bottom of the first and had built a 5-0 lead by the third inning. Milan came back to tie the game at 5-all, but Brashear scored 5 more runs in the sixth to claim a 10-5 win. Jack Reeves had 4 hits for Brashear, with Carson Irwin having a triple and a single. John Higgins, Cole Irwin, Jake Holcomb, Brett Whitlow, and Clancy No also had hits. Jack Reeves got the start, with Drew Magruder and Carson Irwin pitching in relief. The Tri-County Conference Academic Bowl Tournament was held Saturday at Lynn County. The Brashear High School team defeated Novinger and Bevier before falling to Lynn County and Bevier to claim third place. The junior high team lost to Bevier, then defeated Green City before falling to Meadville for a tie for 7th place. Ashton Ray and Caden Hedinger were named to the all-tournament teams. Along with the Conference Academic Bowl Tournament being held Saturday, the Tri-County Conference Art Show was also held, with Brashear's Aubrey Borgmeyer taking a 3rd place and 2 honorable mentions. On Tuesday, the Culver Stockton Concert and Jazz Bands visited BHS. The groups performed an hour-long concert in the gym for grades K through 12.
The BHS track team was at La Plata Monday. The top boy finishers were Caden Taylor placing 9th in the 100-meter dash, Caden Taylor placing 4th in the 200-meter dash, Noah Shannon placing 10th in the 200-meter dash, Cole Irwin placing 2nd in the 400-meter dash, Jacob Snyder placing 2nd in the 800-meter run, Levi Clark placing 1st in the 1600-meter run, Aiden Carpenter placing 4th in the 110-meter hurdle, Aiden Carpenter placing 4th in the 300-meter hurdles. Caden Taylor placing 9th in the long jump. Nate Triplett placing 1st in the shot put. Nate Triplett placing 1st in discus throw.
The top girl finishers were Bevan March placing 4th in the 100-meter dash, Andrea Shaw placing 7th in the 100-meter dash, Bevan March placing 9th in the 200-meter dash, Bevan March placing 6th in the 100-meter hurdles, Aubrey Borgmeyer placing 6th in the long jump, Marissa McMahon placing 1st in shot put, Lana Van School placing 4th in shot put, Lana Van School placing 3rd in discus, Aubrey Borgmeyer placing 1st in javelin, Lana Van Sickle placing 4th in javelin, and Marissa McMahon placing 5th in javelin.
For the junior high, Kate Irwin scored 2nd and Gage Gray scored 5th in the boys' 800-meter run. Kate Irwin scored 1st and Caden Gorman scored 3rd in the boys' 1600-meter run. The Brashear relay team scored 3rd in the boys' 4x200-meter relay. Kate Irwin scored 1st and Gage Gray scored 6th in the boys' high jump. And Justin Robinson scored 7th in the boys' triple jump. Caden Hettinger scored 7th in the boys' discus throw. Kennedy Gray scored 5th, and Carly Clark scored 8th in the girls' 200-meter dash. Audrey Irwin scored 1st, and Katrina Youngman scored 6th in the girls' 400-meter dash. Audrey Irwin scored 2nd in the girls' 800-meter run. Carly Clark scored 4th in the girls' 1600-meter run. Carly Clark scored 1st in the girls' 100-meter hurdles. And the girls' Brashear relay team scored 2nd in the 4x200. Audrey Irwin scored 4th, and Elise Selter scored 8th in the girls' long jump. Carly Clark scored 1st, and Audrey Irwin scored 3rd for the girls' triple jump. Kennedy Gray scored 1st in the girls' shot put. Kennedy Gray scored 1st, and Aubrey Newland scored 7th in the girls' discus throw.
Brashear hosted Marceline for a baseball game Monday night at North Park. Brashear's offense struck first with a pair of runs in the bottom of the first and 3 more in the second. Marceline scored 3 in the fifth, but it wasn't enough as Brashear picked up a 7-3 win. John Higgins had 3 hits for Brashear. Cole Irwin had a double and a single, with Carson Irwin, Jack Reeves, Drew Magruder, Jake Holcomb, and Riley Whitlow also having hits. Jack Reeves got the start for Brashear, with Drew Magruder, Carson Irwin, and Rhett Whitlow pitching in relief.
The junior high track athletes were at the La Plata track Wednesday for the Atlanta meet where the girls and boys team combined for a 4th place finish. Carly Clark placed 6th in the 1600 meter, 1st in triple jump, and 1st in the 100 meter hurdles. Audrey Irwin placed 6th in the long jump, 3rd in the triple jump, 3rd in the 400 meter, and 5th in the 800 meter. Elise Salter placed 11th in the long jump and 11th in the 200 meter. Maya Huffman placed 14th in shot. Grace Baker placed 16th in shot and 16th in the 200 meter. Kennedy Gray placed 3rd in discus. Aubrey Newland placed 9th in discus. Emily Youngman placed 9th in the 100 meter. The 4x200 meter took 5th place, and the 4x100 meter took 7th place. For the boys, Kate Irwin placed 1st in the 1600 meter, 1st in the high jump, and 2nd in the 400 meter. Caden Gorman placed 4th in the 1600 meter, 4th in the 400 meter. Gage Gray placed 6th in the high jump and 2nd in the 800 meter. Braden Smith placed 9th in the long jump and 14th in the 200 meter. Caden Hettinger placed 10th in shot put. Logan Moots placed 12th in shot put and 11th in the 100 meter. Braden Smith placed 3rd in discus. Caden McMahon placed 12th in discus. Justin Robeson placed 7th in triple jump and 10th in 800 meter.
BHS
4 by
varsity
200
track
meter
team competed
relay
in
took
Scotland
third
County
place.
Thursday. For the boys, Jacob Snyder took fifth in the 1600 meter, second at 3200. Nate Triplett took second in shot and fourth in discus. Aiden Carpenter took seventh in the 110 meter hurdles and 12th in the 300 hurdles. Carson Irwin took eighth in the 200 and third in the 400. Cole Irwin took ninth in high jump. Levi Clark took fourth in 800 and second in 1600 meter. Caden Taylor took 12th in the 100 meter, 11th in the 200, and 11th in the long jump. Noah Shannon took 11th in the triple jump, 20th in the 100 meter. Joy Willis took 21st in the discus. For the girls, Bevan March took 6th in the 100 meter hurdles, 8th in the 100 dash, and 6th in the 200 dash. Aubrey Borgmeyer took 10th in the long jump and 7th in the 200 meter. Lana Van Sickle took 16th in shot and 3rd in discus. Marissa McMahon took 9th in shot and 5th in discus. And Bailey Crandall took 8th in shot and 20th in discus.
The baseball Tigers headed to Plata Thursday. The Plata took an early lead and held on for an 8-4 win. Jake Holcomb and Jack Reeves both had a double and a single. Carson Irwin had a pair of hits. John Higgins doubled, and Corey Holcomb had a hit. Jack Reeves got the start for Shear with Cole Irwin and Carson Irwin pitching in relief.
The 2024 Grand March and Prom were held Saturday. The evening began at 5 p.m. as the juniors and seniors gathered in the gym for the Grand March. Rhett Whitlow and Lacey Fisher were crowned as this year's homecoming royalty. Later that evening, the group gathered at the Galactic Kirksville for prom. Afterwards, the group headed back to the school for after prom.
On Monday, 6th grade choir students traveled to Moberly to perform with the 6th grade honor choir. This 193 voice group represented 21 different area schools. The BHS junior high track team competed at Schuyler County Friday, where the boys team took 7th and the girls team took 9th. For the boys, Kate Irwin took 1st in the 1600, 3rd in the high jump, 4th in the 400 meter. Caden Gorman took 8th in the 1600 and 8th in high jump. Gage Gray took 13th in long jump, 7th in the 400 and 9th in the 800 meter. Caden Hedinger took 9th in discus. Caden McMahon took 17th in shot. Logan Moots took 19th in shot and 15th in the 100 meter. Braden Smith took 8th in discus, 16th in long jump, and 19th in the 200. Justin Robinson took 12th in the triple jump, 19th in the 800 meter, and 16th in the 100 meter. For the girls, Gracie Baker took 13th in the 200. Carly Clark took 1st in triple jump, 1st in high jump, 6th in the 1600 meter, and 1st in the 100 meter hurdles. Audrey Irwin took 4th in the 400, 5th in the 800, 4th in triple jump, and 6th in long jump. Kennedy Gray took 2nd in discus and 3rd in shot. Maya Huffman took 15th in shot. Chelsea Morrison took 10th in the 200. Aubrey Newland took 12th in discus. Elise Salter took 9th in long jump and 13th in the 100 meter. Katrina Youngman took 12th in the 100 meter and 10th in the 400 meter. And the 4x100 relay took 6th, and the 4x200 meter relay also took 6th. The BHS junior high track team competed at La Plata Monday, where the boys team took 7th and the girls team took 9th. For the boys, Kate Irwin took 2nd in the 1600 meter, 1st in high jump, and 3rd in the 400 meter. Caden Gorman took 7th in the 1600 meter and 6th in the 800 meter. Gage Gray took 8th in the 400 meter and 7th in the 800 meter. Caden Hedinger took 15th in discus and 13th in shot. Caden McMahon took 12th in shot and 20th in the 100 meter. Braden Smith took 14th in discus and 19th in the 200 meter. Justin Robinson took 12th in triple jump, 18th in the 100 meter, and 18th in the 200 meter. For the girls, Audrey Irwin took 4th in the 400, 6th in the triple jump, and 5th in long jump. Kennedy Gray took 3rd in discus, 5th in shot, and 7th in the 200 meter. Chelsea Morrison took 13th in the 200. Aubrey Newland took 13th in discus and 13th in shot. Elise Salter took 13th in long jump and 18th in the 100 meter. The 4x100 relay team took 7th. The 4x200 relay team also took 7th, and Emily Youngman took 15th in the 100 meter.
The BHS varsity track team competed at the Atlanta track meet. For the boys, Jacob Snyder placed 6th in the 800 meter, 2nd in the 1600 meter, and 1st in the 3200 meter. Nate Triplett placed 1st in shot, 2nd in discus. Aiden Carpenter placed 7th in 110 meter hurdles and 8th in 300 hurdles. Levi Clark placed 1st in the 800, 1st in the 1600. Caden Taylor placed 10th in the 100 meter, 4th in the 200 meter, 11th in the long jump. Noah Shannon placed 8th in triple jump and 12th in 100 meter. For the girls, Bevan March placed 2nd in the 100 hurdles, 6th in the 100 dash, 5th in the 200 dash. Aubrey Bergmeyer placed 1st in javelin, 5th in long jump. Lana Van Sickle placed 5th in discus, 5th in javelin. Marissa McMahon placed 2nd in shot and 9th in discus. And Bailey Crandall placed 8th in shot.
Good job, Bevan. Nice run.
The Brashear Tiger baseball team was on the road to Princeton Friday to play a makeup game that had been postponed from an earlier date. Carson Irwin and John Higgins led off with a pair of singles before Jack Reeves blasted a 3-run homer in the 5-run first inning. Princeton answered with a pair of runs in the bottom of the first, but then both offenses went cold. Brashear started scoring again in the fourth and eventually went on to claim a 10-2 win. Jack Reeves homered and had 2 singles for Brashear. Carson Irwin had a triple and 2 singles. John Higgins had 2 hits. Cole Irwin had 4 hits. Drew Magruder had a pair of hits. Rhett Whitlow had a double and a single. And Clancy No singled. Jack Reeves got the win with Cole Irwin pitching in relief.
On Tuesday night, Brashear played their first game on the new ball field. Brashear graduate Dick Hughes was on hand to throw out the ceremonial first pitch. Dick pitched the first baseball pitch on the old ball field back in the 1950s as Brashear was transitioning from boys fast pitch softball to baseball. Brashear's Jack Reeves also made history by hitting the first homer in the new ballpark. The Brashear baseball field is open for business as the Tigers hosted Canton for the first ever game on the new field Tuesday night. Canton got on the scoreboard with a run in the first and led until the 6th inning when Jack Reeves hit the first home run on the field for 3 runs, giving Brashear a 3-2 lead. Unfortunately, Canton scored another 2 runs in the top of the 7th to claim a 4-3 win. Cole Irwin got the start for Brashear with Jack Reeves and Carson Irwin pitching in relief.
The BHS Academic Bowl team competed at districts in Vivier Saturday. They started off with a loss to Buckland-Macon County, then bounced back with wins over Northwestern and Keatsville before falling to North Shelby. The Tigers finished tied for third in the. On Sunday through Tuesday, members of the Brashear chapter of Future Business Leaders of America attended the state conference in Springfield. The team of Bailey Crandall, Taylor Houghton, and Maddie Moots took 6th in Introduction to Business Presentation.
The music department presented their annual spring concert on Thursday with various vocal and instrumental groups performing. In addition to the music, the art department and industrial arts department also had their student projects on display.
The BHS varsity track team competed at Kirksville Friday, where the boys team took 8th and the girls team took 9th. Top finishers for the boys, Jacob Snyder took 6th in the 800 meters, 2nd in the 1600 meters. Nate Triplett took 3rd in shot and 4th in discus. Aiden Carpenter took 7th in the 110-meter hurdles and 10th in the 300-meter hurdles. Levi Clark took 3rd in the 1600 meter and 3rd in the 3200 meter, and Caden Taylor took 9th in the 100 meter. For the girls, Aubrey Borgmeyer took 1st in javelin. Lana Van Sickle took 6th in discus. Marissa McMahon took 9th in shot and 7th in discus. The junior high track team was at Brookfield Monday, where boys took ninth and the girls took eighth. Top finishers for the boys: Kate Irwin took third in the 1600 meter, second in high jump, and seventh in the 400 meter. Gage Gray took ninth in the 800 meter, and the 4x200 team took ninth. For the girls, Carly Clark took fourth in triple jump, second in the 100 meter hurdles, and the 4x200 meter relay team took ninth. The junior high track teams were at Macon Wednesday. Top finishers for the girls include Audrey Irwin, 10th in the 400, Carly Clark, 8th in the 100 meter hurdles. For the boys, Kate Irwin, 5th in the 1600 meter run, and Kate Irwin, 5th in the high jump.
It's a winner. The Brashear baseball team hosted Green City Thursday night on a new field. Things did not start well for Brashear as Green City scored 5 runs in the top of the first. Brashear got 3 of those back in the bottom of the first, but Brashear could never close the gap as the game went on. Heading into the bottom of the 7th, Brashear trailed 15-7, but managed a 9-run rally to get their first win on the new field by a score of 16-15. Jack Reeves and Cole Irwin both had 3 hits. John Higgins, Clancy No, Carson Irwin, and Rhett Whitlow each had 2 hits, and Drew Magruder also had a hit. Rhett Whitlow got the start with John Higgins, Jack Reeves, and Carson Irwin pitching in relief.
The Tigers baseball team took to the road Friday to play a makeup game at North Shelby. Brashear struck early with 5 runs in the first and 2 in the second to lead 7-0. North Shelby's offense came alive in the 4th, 5th, and 6th innings, producing 7 runs to force extra innings. Brashear failed to score in the 8th, and North Shelby brought home a run to win 8-7. John Higgins, Corey Holcomb, and Cole Irwin had 2 hits each, and Carson Irwin also had a hit. Jack Reeves got the start with Cole Irwin pitching in relief.
third graders have been busy rehearsing their parts for the famous Missourians Wax Museum. Wednesday night was author night where Brashear Elementary students got to show off their bare books that they have been writing. The evening also featured the famous Missourians Wax Museum.
On Wednesday, new and existing members of the National Honor Society had their annual spring outing. The group traveled to Rock Island where they enjoyed visiting a dinner theater. The Tiger baseball team was on the road at Higbee Friday. Higbee got on the scoreboard first with 3 runs at the bottom of the second, but Brashear tied the game 3-3 at the top of the third. Higbee would score 2 more runs while Brashear only managed 1 more run to fall by a score of 5-4. Cole Irwin and Drew Magruder had 2 hits each, with Carson Irwin, John Higgins, Jack Reeves, Quincy No, and Rhett Whitlow also having hits. Carson Irwin got the start for Brashear, with Jack Reeves and Cole Irwin pitching.
Congratulations to our junior high girls track team for placing first at conference track. Congratulations to Aubrey Borgmeyer for placing first in javelin and setting the girls javelin conference record with a throw of 33.50 meters and being a 4 times javelin conference champ. Congratulations to the following students: Kate Irwin first in high jump, Carly Clark first in 100-meter hurdles, high jump and triple jump, Kennedy Gray first in shot put and discus, Carson Irwin first in the 400-meter dash, Levi Clark first in the 1600-meter, Jacob Snyder first in the 3200-meter run, and Nate Triplett in shot put and discus.
The BHS varsity track team competed at La Plata Wednesday, where the boys team took 4th and the girls team took 8th. For the boys, Jacob Snyder took 2nd in the 1600 meter and 1st in the 3200 meter. Nate Triplett took 2nd in shot and 2nd in discus. Aiden Carpenter took 6th in the 110 meter hurdles and 7th in the 300 meter hurdles. Cole Irwin took 4th in the 200 meter, 5th in the 400 meter. Levi Clark took 1st in the 1600 meter. Noah Shannon took 5th in triple jump, 11th in the 100 meter, and 10th in the 200 meter. Joy Willis took 12th in the 100 meter and 11th in long jump. For the girls, Aubrey Borgmeyer took 1st in javelin. Lana Van Sickle took 8th in shot, 8th in discus, and 10th in javelin. Progress is being made on the project to build a new bus barn on the existing bus parking lot. Crews were working Wednesday to demolish the house adjacent to the bus lot. On Friday, BHS seniors participated in Decision Day. Each senior set up a display in the high school gym outlining their accomplishments and future plans. Decision Day is part of the Root Ed program. On Monday, 18 members of the BHS Art Club were on a field trip to Kirksville. While there, the group got to visit the A.T. Still Museum as well as touring the art collections at Truman State University. On Wednesday evening, BHS athletes, their friends and families, and other community members gathered for the annual awards banquet. After the meal, awards were given out to participants in various sports, academic bowl, NHS, and music. Josh Brummett was presented with a DVD of video of construction of the new ball field, and James Scudder was presented with a section of the old backstop for the countless hours he spent videotaping our ball games on the old field.
The BHS varsity track team competed at Knox Thursday. For the boys, Jacob Snyder took 3rd in the 1600 meter and 2nd in 3200 meter. Nate Triplett got 1st in shot and 2nd in discus. Aiden Carpenter got 4th in the 110 meter hurdles and 7th in the 300 meter hurdles. Levi Clark took 2nd in the 800, 1st in the 1600. Caden Taylor got 3rd in the 100 meter, 2nd in the 200 meter, and 6th in the long jump. Noah Shannon got 5th in the triple jump, 9th in the 100 meter, and 7th in the 200 meter. Joey Willis got 11th in the discus, 10th in the 100 meter, and 8th in the long jump. For the girls, Bevan Marsh took 7th in the 100 meter dash and 7th in the 200 meter dash. Aubrey Borgmeyer got 1st in the javelin. Lana Vansickle got 12th in the shot, 6th in the disc, and 5th in javelin. Mercer McMahon got 7th in shot, 4th in javelin, and 11th in discus. And Bailey Crandall got 8th in shot and 14th in discus.
The Tiger baseball team had their Friday game moved up to Thursday due to incoming bad weather. As Brashear hosted Marion County, they took time before the game to honor the 2010 state runner-up baseball team. The game was close in the early innings, but Brashear put runs on the board late to claim a 9-2 win. Carson Irwin had 3 hits for the Tigers. Cole Irwin had 2 hits, and Corey Holcomb, Rhett Whitlow also had hits. Cole Irwin got the start striking out 8, with Carson Irwin striking out 4 in relief. The Brashear baseball boys were in Novinder Tuesday. Brashear jumped on the scoreboard first and never trailed. Novinder scored a pair of runs in the third, but it wasn't enough as Brashear rolled to a 13-2 5-inning win. Jack Reeves homered twice for Brashear. Jake Holcomb and John Higgins each had 2 hits, and Corey Holcomb, Carson Irwin, and Cole Irwin also had hits. Drew Magruder got the start with John Higgins pitching in relief, with both pitchers striking out 6.
Good hit, Jack. Good hit. Good job, boys. Happy.
On Wednesday, the Brashear senior class hopped on the bus and headed to St. Louis for their annual senior trip. While the weather didn't cooperate and rained out their Cardinals game, they did get to do paintball and enjoyed some St. Louis barbecue.
The Brashear varsity track athletes were in Glasgow last Saturday for the district track meet. The following qualified for sectionals: Nate Triplett, first place in shot put and discus; Aubrey Borgmeyer, second place in javelin; Carson Irwin, 4th place in the 400-meter dash; Jacob Snyder, 4th place in the 3,200-meter run; and Levi Clark, 4th place in the 1,600-meter run and the 800-meter run. The Tigers baseball team was at Knox County Friday. Brashear jumped ahead 3-0 after 1 inning, and despite Knox County loading the bases twice, held the Eagles scoreless. Brashear picked up the win 10-0. John Higgins, Jack Reeves, and Drew Magruder had 2 hits each, with Corey Holcomb and Clancy Noe also having hits. Carson Irwin got the start striking out 9, with Cole Irwin striking out 5 in relief.
Brashear visited Atlanta Monday for baseball. Brashear got on the scoreboard with a run in the top of the first, but Atlanta took a 2-1 lead at the bottom of the first. Carson Irwin's 2-run homer put Brashear ahead 3-2 in the top of the second, but that was all the scoring for Brashear, while Atlanta kept putting up runs. The Tigers fell by a score of 12-3. John Higgins, Corey Holcomb, and Carson Irwin had hits for Brashear. Drew Magruder got the start with John Higgins pitching in relief. Before the Schuyler County game, Brashear honored their baseball and track seniors and their parents. Those honored were Aubrey Borgmeyer, Nate Triplett, Joey Willis, Carly Willis, Carson Irwin, Jack Reeves, Ashton Ray, Rhett Whitlow, Clancy Noe, and Jake Holcomb. In addition to senior night ceremonies, the Brashear Choir was on hand for the Schuyler County game to perform the national anthem.
The Tiger baseball team played their last regular season game Tuesday as they hosted the Schuyler County Rams. Schuyler County put up 2 runs in the top of the first, and Brashear answered with a run in the bottom of the first. From that point on, Brashear's offense stalled as Schuyler County went on to claim a 16-1 5-inning win. Cole Irwin had a hit for Brashear. Carson Irwin got the start with Cole Irwin and Rhett Whitlow pitching in.
Stay with it.
Members of the Brashear Industrial Arts Department were at the Lake of the Ozarks Tuesday for state competition. Lana Van Sickle had 2 state winners. Aubrey Newman, Caden Hettinger, Gus No, Ashton Ray, and Audrey Irwin were also state winners. Kate Irwin's project set a school record, scoring 102 points. Thursday was the annual department awards assembly. Students from various departments were recognized for their achievements. After the awards, the seniors had a dress rehearsal for graduation and then
On Thursday night, the 6th grade class gathered in the gym along with friends and families for the 6th grade promotion ceremony. The evening began with the graduates performing a song. After remarks by Cody Moore, awards were presented, and the evening ended with another musical number followed by a reception. The sectional track meet was held in Paris Saturday. Congratulations to the following athletes who have advanced to state track: Aubrey Borgmeyer, 4th in javelin; Nate Triplett, 3rd shot put; and Jacob Snyder, 4th in a 3,200-meter run. Brashear faced Atlanta for the semifinal game of the Class 1 District 13 tournament Tuesday. Having drawn the first seed, the Tigers received a first-round bye. Brashear wasted no time running up an early 6-0 lead and played some good defense, turning 2 double plays and throwing out a runner attempting to steal second. Eventually, Atlanta got on the scoreboard late, but Brashear held on for a 9-3 win. Carson Irwin went 4-for-4 with a double and 3 singles. Cole Irwin had a double and 2 singles. John Higgins had a double and a single. Jack Reeves doubled, and Drew Magruder singled. Jack Reeves got the start with Cole Irwin, Carson Irwin, and Drew Magruder pitching in relief. Brashear will face Laclede Wednesday night for the district.
After receiving the district first seed and first round bye, Brashear defeated Atlanta to reach the title game against Laclede. Both teams had runners in scoring position in the first inning, but the game remained scoreless until Brashear put up 3 runs in the 3rd and another in the 5th. Laclede railed for 3 runs in the 6th, but Brashear held on to become district champions by a score of 4-3. Carson Irwin had 2 doubles for Brashear with Jack Reeves, Jake Olfen, Cole Irwin, Clancy No, and Drew Magruder also having hits. Cole Irwin got the start going 5 strong, innings striking out 12. Carson Irwin pitched as relief. Brashear will face Green City in the sectional play Monday night.
On Sunday afternoon, the gym was filled with family and well-wishers to see the Brashear Class of 2024 graduation ceremonies. After remarks by Tammy Walter, the seniors were presented with their diplomas along with various awards and recognitions. Lacey Fisher was named class valedictorian and Carson Irwin was named salutatorian. Festivities ended with a reception in the cafeteria. 3 Brashear track and field athletes qualified for state competition held in Jefferson City Friday and Saturday. Aubrey Borgmeyer took 16th in javelin, Jacob Snyder took 12th in the 3,200 meter, and Nate Triplett came out in 7th in shot.
The Brashear Tiger baseball team was at Green City Monday for state sectionals. Brashear had reached this point by defeating Atlanta and Laclede to win districts here on our home field. Green City batted first and turned a bunt and some aggressive base running into a run to take a 1-0 lead. Brashear started the bottom of the first with a leadoff double, but couldn't score the run. Defensive miscues with 2 outs in the second allowed Green City to score 4 runs, and Green City scored another 4 in the top of the third to take a 9-0 lead. The Tigers finally got warmed up in the bottom of the third, putting 6 runs on the board to pull within 3 with a score of 9-6. From that point on, it was all Green City as Brashear never scored again in the 17-6 loss. John Higgins had 2 doubles, Drew Magruder had 3 singles, Carson Irwin had 2 singles, and Rhett Whitlow and Cole Irwin also had hits. Cole Irwin got the start with Jack Reeves, Carson Irwin, and John Higgins pitching in relief.